Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Rapture. Hope you're having a lovely day today. Thank you for joining us for episode 3. We're going to pick up right where we left off, where our good friend Fringe decided to, investigate a disturbance that they felt, as they felt a door open in the northern reaches of the world around the remnants of what was once the God's Maw. And upon arrival, they found a strange man sitting at the edge of the maw, just kind of observing. He was in plate armor. He had a blue cape and striking blue eyes, 5 o'clock shadow, slick back hair. And he was just kind of sitting there. And he called out to Fringe. Fringe and them started to have a conversation. And then Fringe chopped off his arm and decided that he wasn't going to leave. He was going to fight him. So we left off with you attempting to tear him limb from limb. And you succeeded at successfully tearing off one arm. And as you went to grab a second arm with another tear in reality, he grabbed that tear in reality and closed it with his hand. What do you do, Fringe?
I think there's definitely a moment of, oh fuck, wait, yeah, you kind of realize what you're up against after you've gotten yourself knee deep in the shit. I think Fringe probably hesitates, seeing that kind of handout. Doesn't really know how to proceed, given that that's kind of all that Fringe is capable of doing. They're a bit of a one-trick pony.
Okay.
They're just gonna stand there like, shit.
And as he crushes the portal and you stand there, he looks over to you and goes, "Is that it?"
They're just gonna wait and see what he does.
So you see he like, basically, because you lobbed off his arm, and so he's still got the one, and you see he reaches behind him, and there wasn't a weapon there before. And you see him grab something, and you see him looks like he's making the motion of pulling something from a sheath, but you don't see anything as he pulls it from a sheath. And you see him simply draw it across the air like that. But nothing happens.
Okay. Back up.
Okay.
Just a little bit. I'm gonna make a bit of room between the two of us. Yeah. Prepared, but not doing anything still.
Can you give me a grasp some keys, please? Give me a grasp some keys.
That's a 6.
6. So
fail.
Go ahead and mark an experience. Ooh. So you don't really understand what he just did until you hear the sound of a clock as it goes tick, 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 tick. And then you feel behind you, you feel a cut from your shoulder to your hip behind you. And he's standing behind you.
Ooh. Okay. Move. I think Fringe will turn as quickly as they can to face him. They don't want him to have the advantage of being in a blind spot. Even if it's just enough that one of their eyes can pick up on him. And attempt to do as they had done before, try and split him in half.
Go ahead and make me let's do power through the darkness. Power through darkness.
Oh boy. Ooh, oh fuck.
Uh-oh.
That's an 11.
An 11. You are on the edge of disaster. Choose one. Mark a condition to exert better control of your powers, or let me tell you how the situation is not under your control.
I don't. I think I'll leave it to you. I'll let this.
Okay.
Let's see how this goes.
So, what are you exactly trying to do here? What does it look like?
They kind of lift the one of their arms is almost blackened from the fingertips down to the elbow, and they will lift that arm and kind of pull it forwards as if they are trying to sort of tear a hole with 2 fingers through the air in front of them. And as they gesture, it's usually to open a gap in space almost into the void. So this black emptiness just tears through reality in front of them. And they are going to try and do that from the center of kind of where his pelvis is, to just kind of just bisect him.
Bisect him. So you see he gets basically from, like you said, from hip to hip, gets torn in half. As you see these 2 halves just basically like fall to the ground, you hear in your head as you accidentally opened another door somewhere. And
I don't think Fringe cares.
Okay.
I think Fringe is aware of it, but they're like, okay, good. A door's open. That's good. That's a good thing.
Okay. So you see these 2 halves of him fall to the ground, and as they do, you see they into these little balls of light. And then you feel another slash on your back from shoulder to hip as he's behind you again. He goes, "Time's not on your side, kid. This isn't a fight you can win."
I think Fringe is becoming acutely aware that they're not at the advantage here. No matter what they do, possibly they are not strong enough as just this aspect of themselves on their own. They're going to try and make space. They're trying to make distance. Get back to the door that they came from.
Okay. How are you going to do that?
I'd say sprint, but they don't walk anywhere. They just fly. So they're just going to hover at speed, turn around to face him and move backwards in the direction of the door.
Okay. And you see he like looks to his wrist, and it looks like he's keeping time as you're backing up towards the portal.
Is there any way I can assess
Grab the keys.
What he's done to me? Oh, that's a 4. No.
4? You don't know. You're not sure what he's doing.
Am I in pain at all?
No. He's cut you twice on the back, basically from shoulder to hip, leaving an X on your back. But you don't feel any pain.
If I kind of raise a hand across to where on the shoulder it was, is there any blood? Is there any injury at all?
What would Fringe's skin feel like if it aged?
Ashy.
That's what you feel.
Yeah, they're backing up. They're now very much like, ooh, that's different. That's different. So yeah, they are trying to peg it back to the door so they can make it back in one piece.
How long do you think it would take for you to get to the door?
I mean, top speed, I can't imagine them being the fastest person. So, maybe max like 10 seconds.
Okay. You see, as you're backing up, he goes, "And time." And as he like looks up at you, you feel that those 2 cuts in your back, all of that age spread through the rest of your body. And you suddenly feel incredibly weak. Like mortal weak. Like you have aged however long Fringe has been around on the mortal plane. You age that 1,000 years. Or, well, I guess not so much, but like that time you've been stuck, you age that in a moment.
I think Fringe's little hovering act comes to a very abrupt stop, and they will go careening into the snow, just like face down. They can't muster the energy to get out of there.
He slowly walks up to you. and you can hear the crunch of his feet in the snow, one after the other. And it kind of reminds you of the ticking of a clock. Just tick, 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 as he walks up to you, and he grabs you by the collar and picks you up. And he goes, "Tell them I'll see them soon." And he pushes you back through the door.
I think on the other side, back in Evelyn's place,
Yep, we're gonna jump back over there.
Yeah, it will just kind of snap him back to himself.
Damn. Has he just been still until now, and then we kind of...
Have you been idling?
Yeah, he's just been sat, like, against the wall.
Idling.
Just the DVD.
Not doing anything.
The DVD.
Where are all of us in the cottage again?
I know Crona has been there with Fringe's body, just taking notes. I think one of you went to the bathroom to go change.
Yep.
And then the other two were chatting, I think.
Yes, and washing the bloody the thunder god viscera off your clothes.
Evelyn and Eva has been just taking people's like clothes and just been like tidying and like putting cattle by the fire and just getting things ready. Just prancing about, just making things cozy and warm. But she's been like looking at Fringe a bit, like, oh, well, he's doing something important. But does like Fringe like?
Do you snap back to reality?
Like, do you physically do something, or do you just? I don't know.
I think they suddenly tense, and they will kind of push themselves back against the wall quite suddenly, and just hold themselves there for a moment.
Ooh. You right, friend? Do you see something scary?
They don't respond. Not immediately. There seems to be a moment where they're trying to reprocess where they are and what's going on. And they start shaking, but they're not saying anything.
Question: do they look aged now, or was it just the aspect that was aged?
It was just the aspect of them that was aged. They themselves don't look aged at the moment.
So there's no physical markings or anything. Okay.
No.
That we can see. So Eva is going to go over, like, just very, very, like, softly, almost like you can't almost hear her steps. That's how softly she walks towards you. And she's like, I will not hold your hands unless you give me permission to. However, I do not think that standing there shivering will help this circumstance right now. So if you just follow me down towards the fire, it's very warm, and we'll get you settled, all right?
I think they will look up at you and then look at Crona. There was someone there.
The door?
That's the door.
Oh, so you got the door open, and Crona is like taking notes as they're asking you this.
They shouldn't be there.
Who shouldn't be there?
They will try and relay a description of the man, but it does take a little while. But they will go with Eva over to the fire very slowly.
Mm-hmm.
They seem very shaken up.
She doesn't touch them. She only like kind of hovers her hands around them to just like guide them over. That must have been incredibly difficult and quite frightening.
I don't like the cold.
That's why we're sitting by the fire.
And they nod. And just again go quiet, kind of pulling their hood a little further over their head as if it's some kind of comfort.
She gets one of her blankets and just puts it over their shoulders. Right, did anyone want tea? No? Alright. No,
I
yes?
think at this moment, maybe we emerge from
Yeah.
whatever we were doing
Yeah.
in our talk and changing. And Amaris will step in and say, actually, tea would be nice.
I've got some new rose blends from the garden if you'd like to try that.
That would actually be lovely.
You seem like a
And
rose person. And she
Yes,
goes and
yes.
gets that ready.
That's not the first time I've heard that.
Some cheesy pickup lines. But she gets she just gets cups for everyone, so people can just take if they need to, and they're little porcelain ones, and they look mismatched. But again, they look like little lost and found cups. As she goes and
I
puts them
love
down
that.
on the tables.
Can Amaris go near where Fringe is sitting by the fire? Like, cautiously, because Amaris hasn't actually talked to Fringe yet, so she's going to be very cautious and very slow, being like, don't want to startle you. But she will come over with a cup of tea, maybe two.
I think they don't seem to register you as you sit down, as if they're kind of tunnel visioned on the fireplace as they're sat next to it.
You know, everybody has threads that extend from them between people or things and even ideas, some tangible and some not. And they look different for every person. But yours, they span out. She takes a sip. From every direction, like a sea urchin. But instead of going somewhere tangible, they all disappear, and they don't just fade out like some people's do that I've seen, but they fracture. Why do your threads fracture?
I think they look over at Amaris, but again, half their face is covered. You never meet their gaze, but you can feel it. I am lots of people.
Well, it's lovely to meet whichever one you are right now. And I should add that your threads are quite beautiful. They're like nothing I've ever seen. So it's an honor to make your acquaintance, I suppose. And we'll lift up the other mug for you to take it if you would like it.
You kind of take it. They look at Eva, and they will down it like they did with the last one.
Damn it.
Oh no, it's warm!
Hot.
Crona's mouth is just full of burns.
Oh no!
Not Crona,
Remember last time when I
Fringe.
said to do small sips? That's okay, you don't have to remember.
They put the empty cup down.
Would you like another one, or are you good right now?
I'm okay.
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh no!
She takes the cup. Stay there by the fire.
Lily, what are you doing?
Crona, how do you take your tea?
I don't.
You don't. Perhaps you should try some. It would warm
No.
you up.
Water's fine. I don't need caffeine.
I'm sure.
Wait.
But do you have a decaffeinated blend?
I don't have any coffee. I do apologize. I don't
I meant-
really.
Mhm.
Like, she just hears like coffee. I'm like, I don't have any coffee. I just have whatever I have in the garden.
Oh.
Sadly, I don't have a coffee tree blends.
Well, perhaps we could get you something, Crona, that's not caffeinated. Maybe Something relaxing that'll relax you a bit more.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I am quite relaxed. I have a new focus. And
Are
you
you?
see they are like writing like feverishly in their notes.
You sent them then? You sent Fringe.
Fringe went on their own.
Because of words you said. Because of encouragement from you. Is that correct, or am I understanding incorrectly? Do I have an erroneous assumption?
I don't make choices for others.
Would you like to correct me?
No, but I don't make choices for others.
Absolutely understood, but you can influence the will of others, can you not?
I don't play with other people's emotions.
But you do present facts in a way that make it seem dire.
No, I present facts in a way that progress.
Would you like that water?
I think I'm okay. And they give you like a very curt smile and go back to writing.
Good choice. She'll get herself a cup of tea.
So, did anybody else have dreams about that one person coming to, end all of us? Or was that just a me thing? Amaris says really loud, like awkwardly loud, still sitting by Fringe.
It was just an Amaris dream. The rest of you heard the trumpets,
Okay.
but Amaris had the dream.
No, darling, I think that was only you. Do you want to elaborate?
No, I just had a dream before the trumpets. But I suppose it makes sense, This person is obviously passionate about ending us. I was just hoping maybe somebody else had seen that too. I'm just curious about what our next steps might be if we, choose to do anything else or help because, whatever, but like I don't want to assume that we all are going to be doing something to help or together, but I thought I would ask.
Well, I think it's a fair question to ask, definitely. The only thing I'm thinking about is that if we are going to do something about it, I feel like we all should have a common goal. I think there's a very strong common goal of not wanting the world to end.
Oh, I thought it was more about preserving our godlyhood and reascending to power. I mean, obviously the world ending is bad because part of, our powers and the roles we serve comes from mortals and, the world functioning as it was. But I thought this maybe had more to do with us, but...
I don't think anyone would want me to do that.
Do what?
Reascend. I think that would be a bad thing, quite frankly.
I think it might be fun.
I want to.
Oh, you say that now. Okay, for the rest of you, perhaps.
Well, however we get to that end goal, that is all, I guess, individual. But we all need to go on that journey together. And whatever motivations you have, if it lends itself to the cause and we all have sort of common goal in mind that makes everyone happy, I think that is a good thing to use, I guess. I'm sorry, it's been a while since I've been on a team of people. It's usually me, myself, and I.
We are going to stay together, aren't we?
Of course, Fringe. If you want us to stay together, then of course we will. But we cannot keep people that do not want to be on a team.
I do not want to be alone again.
You're not going to be. I can promise you that. Do you do pinky promises? I can do that for you. And do you do handshakes?
They just look at your hand.
She takes it and then does slowly like that. There we go. There we go. Now we've made a promise. All right.
Okay.
Now I feel like I've been talking a lot by myself and making assumptions of other people. Is everyone on that same vote or conclusion or mindset? Do something about this. Of ending the world, not wanting the world to end, I mean, and however you want, if you want to ascend on that journey, that is your own. But not, I think the end of the, personally, maybe I'm biased, but I do not want the world to end. And I feel like that should be a number one priority. Though I do not want to minimize your feelings about that process.
No, it makes sense. In order to ascend, there has to be something to ascend over, so...
And the world needs us, needs people to believe in us too. So we kind of want that to be, yes.
Yeah, we need them, yes.
Kind of, yes.
Mm-hmm.
However I can help.
Would you say that we are at loss for what to start with?
I was going to ask if anybody knew what our first step could be, or even what we can do.
Mr. DM, can Evelyn reach out?
Yes, if anybody wants to remember what Lady Tiamat said during her speech.
Yes. This is a memory game.
Go ahead
It's my
and
worst
roll.
kind of thing.
Grasp some keys. Grasp some keys.
Okay. What does that look like again?
Tan.
A tan.
A tan.
A tan.
I got a tan.
You roll 2d6 and
7.
7. Let's see.
That's a 6.
7. Yeah, 7.
9.
Okay. Anybody who rolled below or rolled a 7 or below, you may choose. Let's see, 7 or below. Because this is just trying to remember something. This isn't like wild, crazy investigation. If you rolled a 7 or below, you weren't listening.
Has the dream, doesn't remember anything or the speech.
If you rolled an 8 or above, who all rolled an 8 or above? Whoa, dang. So the two of you would remember Lady Tiamat essentially talking about how there were basically this Justicar, this person that was coming to wipe you all and Novum from existence, needs to bring their heralds first. And that they're going to be coming through 4 doors. There's going to be 4 basically like openings for them to come through, and you need to either shut the doors, deal with the herald, or of some sort. You need to basically start there. You need to find where they're going to come in and find a way to stop them, because they're the ones who pave the way for the Justicar, and the Justicar is the one who can wipe the slate clean, right? So to stop her from showing up, you need to stop the heralds.
Crona's gonna look over. How is Fringe looking?
Fringe isn't listening. Fringe is looking at the hand that they just shook. They're like, that's a promise now. They're looking at the hand like, that's a promise. That's it.
Yep. It'll never be broken,
That's
for
a
sure.
promise.
No, so long as I have this hand, that promise stands.
Oh, okay, noted. Cut off.
Don't say that.
Don't, because that feels like Chekhov's gun right there.
Chekhov's hand.
Chekhov's hand.
But that is what you remember.
Crona is gonna walk over and kind of like pop a squat next to Fringe. And kind of wait until they notice Crona.
Just this like looks over at you like, oh, you're here. Hello.
So, you seem a little better. since you've come back. If everyone is really serious about dealing with this, you're probably gonna have to go back into those doors.
I opened another one.
I'm trying to remember to be kind, because I've been told that sometimes my words are not kind. Are you sure you opened it? Because the last one you went to go check, you didn't open.
I think I opened another door.
Okay, well, Lady Tiamat did say the welcoming party for that Justicar is coming through these doors.
Did I do something bad?
Well, no. Being yourself is not inherently bad.
The doors have to be open.
They do. But like you said, you're the one who controls the doors. So we need to probably check for people who are also at these doors that shouldn't be.
Okay. If you need me to.
Well, if you don't want to go alone, you could take someone with you to the doors so you're not alone again.
It's not safe. At least, if it's little bits of me, it's still not me.
But do the little bits... You see Crona starts slowly bringing their notebook up, but do the little bits die? Are they infinite?
My shepherds shouldn't die.
Can't die. Do you feel the pain?
There was no pain.
So maybe we sent Fringe's fragments out to go find these heralds.
Okay.
Do we all hear this
Yeah,
conversation?
Yeah, I'm not
you're
hiding
all,
it, yeah.
all of you are in the
Okay.
same room. Yeah, yeah.
Well, that sounds like a great place to start. Then we can map out where they all might be. Does sending those fragments out, you said it doesn't hurt you, but does it take power from yourself? Can you do multiple at a time? How does that work?
It did not used to. I have had to put a lot of my focus to use my shepherds.
I see.
Perhaps
I'm
your
not
shepherds need a
sure.
break.
Fringe smiles a little bit. No.
No. All right. I get tired on long walks, so I can't
I
imagine
do not
what.
walk.
Well, that's fair. Not all of us are so cool, Fringe.
I was
Some of
very
us have-
cold. I'm warm now. My mouth hurts.
What time of day is it? Is it getting later?
Yeah.
I feel like it's very late.
Yeah, it's very
yeah,
late.
like I'm
It's
like
very
trying to be
late.
like so maybe we can pick up with this plan in the morning. I know I could use some rest today. It was quite a day.
Well, I don't have enough rooms in my little cottage for privacy for everyone, but we can try to make a big bed. And she kind of gestures to the one bedroom, kind of just cabin on the floor and everywhere. Yeah.
I can make a pillow fort.
I'm sorry, what?
I can make a pillow fort. A pillow fort, a fort made of pillows and blankets and chairs.
Well, it seems like you already have a creative vision mind. Would you like
Yes.
to? I'm not gonna. Okay, yep. Go ahead.
She's already working.
I'm just gonna just watch that, and she's gonna go and just check on the cats. As if anyone wants to pet some of the cats, they're outside right now. They're quite nocturnal creatures. They're very lovely. The orange one purrs really loudly.
So,
You- Like cats? She just looks at Amaris being like,
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
do you like cats?
I suppose so?
Do you know what a cat is?
Oh, yes, I know what a cat is. It's just I haven't been around one in a couple 100 years.
All right, then you're coming with me. Come on. Come on.
Okay. Gets
so
up.
Amaris and Evelyn, you go outside. My friends inside, what are you doing? I know Lily is making a pillow fort. But Crona and Fringe, what are the two of you doing?
Fringe will look to Crona. Are you going back to your tower?
Would you rather I didn't?
We're friends.
Rona gives a small smile. Would you like to come?
There's a moment where they hesitate. I've already been.
Rona looks so confused for like a second. Well, yes, I remember you came when you taught me how to make it.
No. I've already been.
I thought you said you couldn't open doors.
I don't like your tower. So you stay here. And they try a smile.
What's the smile look like?
It's just like kind of baby.
Oh. I'll tell you what, if you hold my tools while I fix my hand, I'll stay here.
They look at Evelyn. Not Evelyn.
Lily.
Lily. Lily's making a new tower.
She is. I usually need space when this cracks, and they kind of like hold the mechanical hand up.
I will hold your things.
Crona goes and sits on the ground beside Fringe and hands like this little like pouch, like the little roll up way that you see like lockpicks, but instead just for tools. And kind of holds it up for Fringe to hold.
They take it in the flat of their palms and just hold it in front of them.
And Crona just starts to like pick out tools as they begin to fix parts of their hand.
They're just staring at the tools like.
And Lily, you are making a pillow fort.
I am making a pillow
Can
fort.
you roll me 2d6 to see how successful this pillow fort
God,
is?
please! I want it to be
You
a good
got
pillow
this.
fort. I want
You
her to
got
make the
this.
most
A
bomb
literal
pillow fort.
god of vengeance is making a pillow fort right now.
She usually
You got
tears
this.
down forts, not builds them. I shit you not, it's an 11, so it's a little too good, I think.
It's a banging pillow fort.
It's a little too good.
It's a fantastic pillow fort. Good
I
structural
should have been the
integrity.
god of architecture. Should have been. Wasted potential.
Okay, so you make your pillow fort. We're gonna jump outside to Amaris and Evelyn with the cats.
So Amaris is like picking up the ginger one that she mentioned that, and like the minute she picks the cat up, it just starts purring like a train, locomotive. Like, this one is the friendliest one. Would you like to hold him?
Sure.
Like, she scoops and gives it to you. Just hold underneath there, and then just like it likes being scratched and like right behind the ear. Yeah, there we go.
Try.
It just starts. Now, is it difficult being around your husband, the ex-husband, previous partner?
If anything, it's harder for them to be around me. You fix people's emotions, right?
No, I do not. I do not fix anything. I simply try to lead, or show, or guide. I do not fix.
Oh.
You cannot fix emotions. That is not how emotions work. You can control, or subdue, or perhaps even... Well, I was going to say delude yourself into a different emotion. But you cannot fix. Because there's nothing to be fixed. Nothing wrong with them. You can't fix something that isn't broken.
What if something is broken?
Well, that wouldn't be the emotions, would it? That would either be the trust, the emotional bond, perhaps. Maybe it is the connection itself. Just because a heart feels broken doesn't mean that it is. It's a very lovely metaphor. Now, do the cats help?
It's like
This one's
nuzzling.
quite
It's like
warm.
nuzzling you.
Oh, is that supposed to happen?
Yes. Oh, yes, it is. It is supposed to happen. It's now just stroke down its fur, and if you can just breathe deeply, you can feel that the cat is breathing with you.
This is really weird.
You seem like a cat person, though, quite feline of nature. Roses, cat-like, desire, and all that thing, stuff.
Yeah. Thank you. And also I wanted to say thank you for earlier today for your discretion. I have spent the past 1,000 years in not the best of company, and I suppose it has led me to be very suspicious when anybody does anything kind. So, thank you for letting us all come to your home and for just everything you have done today. Including this. And she, does not look you in the eye as she, gives this compliment and is trying to apologize.
She just looks down and she's like, for thousands of years, I met people when they were already gone. I found souls of people that are already lost and died and lived their lives, sometimes fulfilled, sometimes not so much. And the last thing that those people need is someone cruel, someone unhelpful, someone that makes them even more scared than they already are. It would be the opposite of what I was created to do, to be anything else but kind. And even with us living, I think we needed a bit more sometimes than the ones that are already gone. And soon, if we do not do anything about it, everyone will be gone. And with the god of death not being around, I do not dare to think what will happen. As I do think that we all will be lost, without any help or any guidance.
Can both of you roll me reveal your heart?
Ooh.
7.
10.
So, for Amaris, you can choose one of these following, and then also Evelyn, you're going to choose one of the following. You grow closer, gain 1 bond with them. They soothe your heart, clear 1 condition. They taught you something important, mark an XP, or they gave you hope, so you can clear 1 mark of ruin. Both of you can pick from that list.
Can I take away your ruin?
Do I get to pick 1 or 2?
You both pick 1.
We both pick 1.
Yes.
I whether or not Amaris wants to admit it, I think she learned something.
So you're going to take an XP?
Yes.
And then, Evelyn, you said you wanted to clear 1 of Maris's ruin?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, that clears 1 of mine?
Yes.
No, I'm emotional.
Good. Excellent.
What are these?
And Evelyn, you rolled a 7, right?
Yes.
When your mind lingers on the missing god of death, like it kind of, you feel it as like a wall of like opening. You helped Amaris open up, but like when you think about the missing god of death, it just kind of feels like a wall. So you're not going to gain any benefits.
No.
Yes.
Would you like to go inside again, or would you like to be outside for a bit more? It is a beautiful night, but I do think you will catch a cold if you stay here for a bit too long.
I'll come inside with you.
She takes the
If that's
cat
okay.
and then puts him down, and then of course, and she links her arm with her and just like squeezes it a bit, very comforting, like, going to be okay. It's gonna go inside.
So you go inside, and Lily, would you mind describing to me what this 11 pillow fort looks like?
Absolutely. There has been not a single stone unturned in this cabin. It is a mismatch. It is a mismatch of every single blanket, every knit. There are towels if they were especially plush. There are towels. There are dry dish rags that have probably scented with tea, considering all things considered. So it smells sweetly, almost saccharine. And it is just, chairs have been upturned, turned over as structural supports to be sure that nothing would fall as they slept. Pillows are stacked high, and there are 2 what blankets would Eva have in her house? This is very important.
I like to think, and Alec, you can take away this headcanon if you'd like, that because loads of things that are lost and found just show up in our house, I feel like if you were looking for a blanket, you would just find it.
Pretty much.
It would just suddenly appear because you were looking for something.
Like, oh, I need a more stiff pillow, and you would just like open a closet, and it's
be like,
there.
oh, there it is, and then
Absolutely.
yeah. But Eva, when she goes in, is like, oh, it's quite creative.
I appreciate your vague condescension. I'm very happy.
I didn't mean, it's just, I've never seen my cabin like this. I am able, she just like, for thousands of years, everything has looked the same. And now it does not look at all the same. Oh, been looking for that one. Clever use
There's a
of that.
pillow pit. Inside, there's a pit of pillows.
Do you want to show it
You
to me?
can.
I
Yes.
feel like you're very
Very
proud of
gladly.
this.
I am. Yes. She's like vibrating.
And Eva kind of like nudges like Amaris, like, I think you'd also very much need to put your head on some pillows.
Yes, show me where.
There's a small area where you can take one of the blankets aside if you wanted privacy. I wanted to make sure. So there's a little area, like a little cubby area, that if you wanted to lounge, because you seem like a lounger, that you could if you wanted.
It does seem like a lounger, like one of those
I would
like
love to lounge.
Give like, you know.
yes, and those robes with the feathers on them.
Oh, I have many of those.
Good.
Many.
Then you'll feel right at home. Here, the entryway is over here. There's some baubles by the door because I wanted to go clink clank when you pull aside the curtain. So it's very important.
Sorry, that's just cute.
Oh no.
And the kittens are welcome, and the cats, because I love them. I love their little knife hands. I love them so much. So here, as your fort awaits, my ladies. Just pull aside the curtain.
Ooh. Quite
Literal
dangerous.
gods are making a pillow fort.
May you find your rest.
I love this game.
Yeah, that's what I usually tell the souls I find, but it's very comforting hearing it.
Oh, I won't kill you, don't worry.
Oh no, I know you won't. I know you won't, and I say that not in a bad way. We are friends now, and we do not kill each other's unless, it is consensual or someone has turned into a monster and it is by, act of mercy.
What a lovely lounge. It's perfect for lounging.
And while the three of you enter the fort, Fringe and Crona, what are the two of you doing?
I would like to think that we're already in there.
They built it around. Lily built it around
Yes.
the two of you. Okay.
Absolutely, she did.
Okay.
Fringe is still staring at the tools, and hasn't noticed that it has been built around them. And they kind of look up and look around and go, "Where is the door?"
It's right over there. I made it special so that you could hear everyone come in and out.
They seem to they seem contented with that answer. Continue staring at the tools.
Rona also did not notice and looks up at the clink clanks, but sees Amaris and just immediately looks back to their hand.
When did that happen? As she gets in lounge position.
Crona keeps working, not acknowledging that you're talking to them. Not realizing, maybe. Who knows?
Good night.
Kronos, you were asked the question. It's quite rude to keep a lady waiting.
No, it's okay.
No, we talked about mending relationships and mending bonds, and we will do that under this house.
I didn't hear. I apologize.
Amaris, would you kindly ask a question again now that they are listening?
When did that happen?
They shoot this look at Fringe as if to be like, be cool. Like, about the hand.
Fringe immediately looks up from the tools.
A few hundred years ago, I think. Time's kind of funny. I've never been good at it.
Secrets and lies end in me.
I wasn't going to say it, but I do agree, Lily.
I truly don't remember how long ago it was. I was working on a project, and as you can see, it didn't go too well, and they try to do a weird, awkward joke tone.
We always talked about safety procedures with the... No, never mind.
Fringe is very slowly opening their mouth to say something, but they're looking at Crona like, am I not allowed to talk?
Crona's looking, trying to be like, just don't talk about the thing.
Can you roll me 2d6, Fringe, to see if you understand the social cue?
You won't. Let's be honest, they won't. No, it's a 6.
you and Crona, can you roll me 2d6 because I want to see how well you were conveying it, and we're gonna find somewhere in the middle.
Prolonged
Hey.
eye contact. Prolonged
Alec,
eye
how
contact.
does 2 ones do ya?
Oh,
So this is what Fringe,
no.
based on the social cues that are being talked about right now, you think Crona wants you to tell the story.
336 years.
Oh, well, I
What?
guess 336 years.
Ago that happened?
Yeah, I guess. Fringe, did you watch my hand come off? And
One
not
of my
say
shepherds
anything?
did, yes.
So, okay, I will get back to this, but you just watched my hand come off and you didn't help.
Seems like
No.
a personal activity rather than a party activity, quite frankly.
I do not interfere with what happens past the doors.
You know what? That's fair.
I didn't
should
enjoy
not-
watching it.
I'm very thankful to hear that. I also did not enjoy watching it happen.
Why did you do it?
Well, it was an accident. This was not a purposeful loss.
They just stare at you.
Fringe,
Jonas.
was it a purposeful loss?
I do not know.
Oh boy.
Something,
Did I
something
say
progress.
something wrong?
No.
They go back to staring at the tools.
Well, I think
Lily?
we've come quite far in communication today.
Lily, who's been knitting this whole time ever since we kind of sat in, she just like pulled out. As this conversation was happening and Fringe seemed to be getting more uncomfortable, the grip on the knitting needle definitely went from this to more. And now it's back
You
to
hear it like creak.
Yeah.
I didn't know they could do that.
settles just back to knitting.
No, I know this may be obvious, but I do not think that us gods should be the judgment of what we can and couldn't do in the eyes of fate, and what we could and cannot intervene in. It is not Fringe's fault if they saw something and couldn't intervene. I think it'd be quite hypocritical if we look at everything that we've gone through.
The last time I did was 26 minutes ago.
It was. And it didn't go that well, did it? Or
No.
expected. See? Could have been something bad, Cronus, if they did intervene. Something worse than just your hand. Be thankful for the small things. She kind of looks at Amaris quickly, and then
Amaris is fake sleeping.
It's like, oh, is she
Yeah, no,
sleeping?
but it's like super lovely and dramatic.
Oh, that
Like her hands on her forehead.
Eva is gonna
Like you
do
knew
a
your
more
partner was going to walk
obvious-
into the room, so you're like,
Oh, 100%.
makeup
That
is
was
still
gonna be
done.
obvious, like,
Yep. Every hair in place.
Be grateful for the small things. Looks at Amaris, looks at just go Cronus, and then looks away.
It's true. Crona, if we were the adjudicators of our own history, I fear we'd fall into insanity. I thought you'd know that. Isn't philosophy your thing?
Oh yes, they are
Because it takes the least amount of my time.
Good talk.
Amaris,
I-
fake sleeping.
I feel like communication has gone down again. If we could not, maybe start saying what we actually mean instead of walking around the porridge, as they say.
Oh, I would have poisoned your water. Oh, sorry. Was I not sorry?
My water.
No,
His
not
water.
your water. Crona's water. Obviously,
That's-
Crona's water.
I'm sorry, what?
That's exactly why I didn't drink it.
No, but see, no. There was communication. There was an understanding between us. Crona didn't drink it because Crona knew I was going to poison their water.
Right. And
Yeah,
why do
she
you
is.
want to poison Cronus?
Because she blames me for Fringe.
Right.
Oh, right. But
We
Fringe
have an
is not-
understanding.
You're not going to do that again, though.
No,
we
it
will be
passed.
Poisoning.
No, it passed.
For now.
For now.
Well, at least you have a consensual poisoning going on. And,
Exactly. We have an
consensual-
understanding.
we can't really intervene in that, as it has apparently been communicated quite well between the two individuals.
I disagree, but I also think perhaps we should all go to bed before
I
things.
thought you
hit.
were sleeping. Quite elegant.
The poison, it woke me up.
Mm.
I'm a light sleeper.
Well, originally I was just going to put salt in the tea instead of sugar, but then needed sugar. Things escalated in my mind, but I fixed it.
I like this tower.
It's nice. I'm glad you like it.
Range.
I like you, Fringe.
Is it past 2
They
a.m.?
give you that little smile, like the this is how you smile.
Is it past 2 a.m.?
It is at this point, yeah.
Okay, so she's going to say nothing good comes after talking past 2 a.m. It just becomes backstabbing and anger and issues. So we shall not speak another thing that can go into spiraling after this time. I've seen too many things happen after 2 a.m.
Oh no. Okay, well, good night. Turns
night.
over.
She's much less graceful now that she turned over. I feel like the other one was quite purposeful.
I feel like it was more of a punctuation.
Mm,
Good
ooh.
night. I'm making
Ooh.
my point.
What are we doing?
Do you sleep, Fringe? Or are you ever awake?
They just look at you.
Mm. Do you dream?
I do not know what that is.
Fringe. Sometimes I have trouble sleeping, and when I can't sleep, I like to lay down in however would make you comfy. And I close my eyes and I picture what I like most. Or a story I like most. Do you have any favorite stories?
They just stare off for a moment. No.
Then that's the best part about it. You can make your own favorite story in your head. And before you go to sleep, I like to close my eyes and I imagine the story, and it changes every night. And I think about what I want to happen to me, or what it doesn't even have to be me. It can be someone completely different, and it can be some fantastical adventure. But I close my eyes and I think about it, and I breathe evenly, and eventually I drift to sleep.
I did not sleep in the in-between.
Do you want to try?
If I close my eyes, I cannot see.
And the point.
They seem confused about that. They're gonna very, very carefully place down Crona's roll of tools in front of them, and they will lift a hand to their face and pull off the mask. And you are met with 6 very bright golden eyes, all looking in your direction. All of them?
Do you want me to hold your hand so that you know I'm still here?
I'm gonna put a hand out towards you.
She'll take it. I'll be here the whole night.
They don't seem to get the concept of lying down, so they're just sat on the floor. But they close their eyes and they just hold your hand while they're sat upright.
Here,
Lily's gonna very awkwardly just lie back a little bit.
Do you want to lean back with me?
No.
Okay, then we can sit. Then we can try sitting up here.
And with her free hand, she's just going to shift some of the more firm pillows so that you almost have a sitting bed, so that your back is supported and it won't hurt in the morning.
It's just very kind of uncomfortably sat there, like eyes closed, holding your hand quite tightly, because they can't see, and that's not something they don't like that.
You said your favorite color was green,
Yes.
and you said it was because there are a lot of green things,
Yes.
like the plants. Why don't you think about those? Like the forest we were in? Do you remember that?
Their face kind of scrunches up a little bit as they think. They can't seem to imagine it. Like, they can't make pictures in their head. That's not something that they've ever really had to do. It's always been something that's in front of them. But they seem to be trying. They're kind of pouting a little bit as they're attempting to envisage the color green in their mind.
Trees, plants, gardens.
I think after maybe about like 10 minutes of Lily talking to them, their head kind of bobs forward a little bit. And as they end up dozing off, I think they will probably dream about Lily rather than about green things, because Lily's been talking to them.
She's going to stay there the whole night, and if their head keeps bobbing forward, she's going to kind of shimmy so that their head can go on her shoulder.
Does the rest of you go to sleep?
Yeah.
Okay.
Beauty sleep is important, even when the world is ending.
Rona's gonna make a little quick pop off before going to bed.
You gonna quick head off to the tower?
Yeah, just a quick little head off to the tower.
Okay. When you get there.
So I keep my project in a little corner of this room.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going just to take some quick notes on it, check some progress. And I'm going to pull out a little bit of that dust and kind of sprinkle a little bit more on top of it.
Okay. Can you roll me? You roll me torn between.
So mad right now. I just rolled 2 1s again.
Okay. You sprinkle some of that dust on top of it. And you see the little dust kind of get absorbed. And it moves a bit more. And you just hear the slightest crack. I'm trying to describe with the least amount of detail for the rest of the group who had their headphones off last time.
Rona gives like a very satisfied smile at this. Takes a note and pops back in, and they're going to settle down across from Amaris, just kind of watching her until they fall asleep.
Can you roll me and reveal your heart, Crona?
Yeah, why am I making all these rolls today? Ooh,
I said
10.
So. 10. I want you to pick one from the list. You grow closer, gain 1 bond. You soothe they soothe your heart, clear 1 condition. They taught you something important, mark XP, or they gave you hope, clear 1 mark of ruin.
They've taught me something, I think.
What did they teach you?
They kind of sit there looking at Amaris and is thinking back on all the memories the two of them have had together and how before their research had always been kind of bland and how it almost felt like a muted color scheme until they had met Amaris and everything became like this vivid color, and how it kind of time skips to the moment where she reveals that she cheated on them, and the color has kind of slowly been slipping away since then, and they've taken that moment to learn that passion is really good, but that too can also get in the way of progress.
Okay. Mark that XP. And then I'm assuming you go to bed?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It is the following morning. You all are up and about in whatever capacity it may be. And Amaris, do you wake up like that?
Oh, 100%. Oh, my hair and makeup's already done.
What are the Mrs. Maisel?
But it is the morning. What would you all like to do?
I think Fringe is already up and about and outside.
I think
Yeah.
Eva is as well quite an early riser, like rises with the sun as she goes outside and just like trims like her rose bushes outside and just sees if there's anything new that's landed in the lost and found box outside her door, and is just making things like ready, maybe even like cooking some eggs and such.
Fringe is out there.
Oh,
Fringe is following you and watching you trim the plants.
why is Fringe like my house cat?
Yeah.
How close?
Like-
How close do you follow behind?
She doesn't mind.
Like,
Yeah, Fringe is right up in
How
your
tall
business.
is Fringe? Would she just like?
Fringe is 6'4".
Mm,
Fringe is
Yeah.
tall. They are just looming over you like.
mhm. Would you like to help me with the flowers, or would you like to just be with me this morning? And that is not a suggestion or anything like that.
Yes.
Would you like to hold the basket then?
They will take the basket in both hands and hold it in front of them.
Thank you very much. And she goes and like takes some, she kind of like snips some of the flowers and such that have been, it's gone bad, and she's just pruning it. And she's now gonna go and get some eggs that she has, and like, I'm guessing you never had a proper breakfast, have you, Fringe? You do not know how to drink tea without hurting yourself yet, so we will take breakfast quite slowly. Don't
I like
do anything
tea.
rash. I'm glad it has not traumatized you yet. And she goes and starts getting everything ready, but she tries to do quite quietly, so to not wake anyone up.
Fringe is following you like a lost puppy, bro.
Mhm.
He's just like right behind you.
She doesn't mind. She doesn't mind. She's kind of used to it.
Crona, Lily, and Amaris. What about y'all?
Lily would probably be tucked away somewhere semi-private. Either she's quite small, probably hiding behind either the sofa or one of the pillow walls, and she's doing that thing I DM'd you. She's finishing that. No, what do you already know of? What you already know of? What you
got
already
it.
know.
I was like,
She's
that's something
finishing
new.
No, nothing new.
Got it. Yep. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you finished. Once you had some time, you were able to finish that quite quickly, quite easily.
Okay.
Amaris and Crona.
Crona is a late sleeper. They are still sleeping until someone wakes them.
Amaris, can you roll me 2d6?
Sure. Ooh, 5 + 5 is 10.
When you wake up, you see that Crona fell asleep and their head was clearly pointed in your direction.
Emotional damage. Can she tuck a blanket like up further over them and make sure they're comfy because she knows that they like to sleep in. And I feel like that's something she used to do a lot. So she's just gonna very as gently and quietly as she can is gonna like adjust the pillow or like move the blanket up or add another one. And then she's gonna go to the table. And on one half of it, to not disturb any breakfast making, is going to lay out a bunch of paper if she can find some, and is going to draw like a crude map of the world, and is going to start a thing that says to-do list to essentially start planning, and she's going to begin writing down things that we possibly can do and like next step. She's basically going to try to like organize things for us to talk about later.
Okay, cool. Cool. So the everybody except I think Crona is probably still sleeping. You are gathered around the dining room table. As what kind of breakfast have you prepared, Evelyn?
Eggs, bacon, just very, very simple, very easy. She's used some herbs from her garden as well to like make it, season it and such. As she's just like it's just casually, just because she needs to make a lot of it. And she has like little plates just ready. Some of them she's like covered in case people were still sleeping, so it keeps warm. But she is in front of like Fringe and showing him like a knife and fork. And just trying to make him mimic how she's like cutting it with a knife and fork and how she's like eating it and chewing and then swallowing, and she's doing that very slowly.
Can you roll me 2d6, Toby, to see how successful you are at learning breakfast?
Learning breakfast.
4.
It's not great. I mean, like you got like you the cutting of everything is good, but it's like whole fork into mouth, like trying to chew while fork is still there, pulling fork out. Like
use your teeth to get food out. And she kind of demonstrates with the fork. And I feel like the food like comes out as well with the fork.
The fork is all fucked up from Fringe chewing on it.
I feel like Lily just slowly slides over her fork.
Here's a new one.
We can always find new forks if I need it.
There's like 5 busted up forks next to Fringe.
Adds to to-do list. More forks.
More.
Get more forks.
I don't know if I have any more forks.
Okay, they're trying. All right, they're doing their best.
Lily's like eating her entire breakfast with a spoon and not eating any meat.
Oh, interesting.
Just the eggs. Oh wait,
just the eggs.
Vegan. Okay, yeah, eggs.
She'll eat the eggs.
French is gonna give you their eggs because they're like
have some more.
We trade these. We do the trade these with people who don't like certain foods. Yeah.
Amaris is gonna get a plate for Crona, and is gonna look back there to all of you guys. Like she's still like on the edge, like writing stuff down and eating her plate. Goes, does somebody want to go wake them up? They will just sleep for a while if you don't.
Lily, I feel like you have a. Oh, I was gonna say. Yeah, Fringe, would you like to?
They're gonna float over to the fort, kind of push open the door. It like jingles a little bit, and float in, and then like kind of hover over Crona a little bit, and start just kind of very gently kicking them. Like, are you dead?
No, I don't think so.
They just leave.
Crona looks around, seeing no one's there, just kind of like packs up their stuff to get ready.
There's breakfast.
Unpoisoned.
Yeah, there's a plate over there. I got it myself. I swear I didn't also poison it. And if you know, if any of the foods you like has changed, it's there.
We are not working together and we did not poison you.
The more you guys talk about working together and poisoning makes it sound like you actually have poisoned the food.
We would never do
No.
that.
No, you can
Sorry, not
tell.
the way-
And you can tell in her tone it's a joke.
Fringe is staring at their food.
All the forks, you see the rows.
The pile of busted ass forks.
It reminds me of Iron Giant with the
Yep.
forks.
They're going
Well-
to just use their hands and say, "I'm not afraid to die," and just eat it.
So Amaris just made a plate of what like Crona likes eating in the morning?
What she thinks from this selection, Crona
Which is
would
just
like, but
eggs and
also
bacon.
the
It's just
last-
eggs and
it's-
bacon.
She's like, I like thought, but like don't look too deep into it, but it is also all the food that they left out.
Crona goes and sits down at this plate of just eggs stacked up really high. Thank you. And they look at everyone really awkwardly.
So, to-do list.
I thought Fringe was gonna go check out other doors.
Yeah, that is actually first on my written list. And then I figured we could mark that on this crudely drawn map that is definitely drawn and not a blank sheet of paper. Use your imagination. And we can mark and figure out perhaps if they correspond to locations that we can travel to and go from there once we maybe see what we're up against. Maybe we need to talk to some of the other gods. Maybe we need to kill some of them.
What's the rest on your to-do list?
Well, number 2 is to get more forks and silverware for travel.
That's good.
Look, if we have something that is lost, I'll just open one of my drawers and we will find it.
No, I'm saying, but when we travel, I'm trying to think ahead. Number 3 is to, repack my wardrobe because I'm entirely unprepared for what we might be doing.
Mm.
And then number 4 is to, maybe this is a personal one, to hunt down and kill Malvor. So that's the to-do list.
I can help
it's
with
just
that.
4 simple things. See? 4 simple things.
Right, and how does hunting down and killing Malvor... Sorry, who is Malvor?
Oh, the former god of sin. Very arrogant, likes to take things that
I might not be the
his.
best at remembering some things, but was that had to do with the end of the world? Is he a part of that?
No, he was the one that I attacked when I went into the assembly.
Right.
Took something of mine.
So this
that
is quite
I
apologies
need
if
to
I'm
give back.
blunt. This is a very biased to-do list, and not only one of those things has something to do with trying to stop the end of the world.
Well, the other 2 also are. I mean, we need silverware if we're going to travel to eat. I need
That is-
clothes to look good while we're doing it. And if anybody else needs new clothes, we can get that too.
I'm
and
flattered
the
to be
fourth
on the
one-
list.
Yes, and the 4th one is just some revenge and to reclaim power that was unrightfully stolen from me.
We're not seeking Malva, are we? That's not a. Is that something that
Why wouldn't
might?
we?
it
He has
has-
something that's mine that, if I got back, would perhaps make me more powerful again to be able to influence people and get us places, or convince people to do things like grovel or.
And
or
how
What
stop.
long
have
would
you
that-
lost?
I was going to say, what have you lost?
Nothing. Well, it is
If it's important
but-
enough to be on the list, then we need to know if it is actually important enough for all of us to be involved in this. Or I would have to say, I do apologize again, to be blunt. Again, it is the end of the world. That if it is important enough that we have to be involved in it, then you have to tell us why exactly it has to be on the list.
Well, not everybody has to come for.
Well,
for
we
this one. It
kind
can
of
be like a
have
side
to.
Quest.
We promised.
He
That we
stole
all-
a portion of my reserve of my power. He physically took my heart from my body and ripped it out while I was sleeping.
Would you say that it's lost?
Well, he has it, so yes, it is lost, and I would like to get it back so that I can
DM?
get my full power.
Yeah.
Crona's
Can I,
quiet.
can I
You wanna
use
try-
my powers if
You
it's
wanna-
lost? Well, if it's lost, then we need to find it. Is that something I can do?
Oh, this might get complicated.
Oh boy.
Go ahead and give me a push through darkness.
I just want y'all to know, like, Crona quietly choked on their eggs during this.
While this roll is happening, since this is literally a me, is there anything I could possibly do to garner location, information, motive? Because this is a me.
Do the same thing. Do power through the
Okay.
darkness.
I rolled a 10,
A 10.
That's good.
Oh.
He's good, right?
but that's too much, right?
No, I thought 11.
No, that's
11
good.
plus-
It's good.
Okay, it's good.
11
Okay.
plus 10
Yeah.
is perfect.
Okay.
And then below
Uh,
7. is
And then what did you roll?
Huzzah.
8. I've been
8.
rolling really good, so I put this up here so I can have proofsies. 8.
So the two of you together, you looking for something that's lost, while Lily's kind of looking for the heart of the emotions and like the vengeance, the source of this
Mhm.
vengeance. The two of you realize, for you, Evelyn, that like you can't retrieve it for some reason,
Mhm.
which tells you that it's not lost; it's gone. And Lily, you get his location, the source of this vengeance, the source of this, as I just had it. Where did it go? As he is somewhere in the New Feywild, which is close by.
Her eyes just glaze over a moment, and the gray eyes just flush slightly pink, and then red, and then back to gray. He's in the New Feywilds.
And as Lily was doing that, Eva kind of just like gently kind of put her hand into the ground as if like the ground just suddenly became water, like a little pool of water as she's shimmering as she's trying to reach for something. And as nothing comes out. Whatever you lost is not lost. It is, I'm afraid it is gone.
No, I'm sorry, but that's not right. That is incorrect.
Well, then he has claimed it for his own, and it is his, aka not yours anymore, aka not lost.
No, no. You're wrong.
I do not think I am.
I know what he stole from me, and I know that I will get it back, and it will make things better.
You'll probably get it back and reclaim it. And it'll probably get it better, but I know for a fact that it's not lost anymore, which means that it'll be a bit more difficult to get what you wanted back.
So I have to kill him for it? Is that what you're saying? I have to kill him for this shard of power, for this embodiment.
That is your interpretation of
source.
the words that I'm giving you, and I'm not telling you to do anything. You are wanting me to tell you to do it, so it justifies whatever you want to do, and I'm not going to give that to you. Do not twist my words. Do not twist my kindness or my generosity to try to help you. I do not take that lightly. Remember what I said yesterday. We need kindness. Or else this is not going to work. Understand?
A single tear, dramatic, like emo anime style, falls down Amaris's face. As I don't think she can fully, like, she's not at a place where she can fully like take in what that means and the truth of what has come to life about something that she was so sure of how things were and how she imagined things were going to work out with this. So I think there's this moment of just like very vulnerable pain that flashes across her features, and it's gone in a flash, and her shoulders straighten. She wipes this tear and she slides the map. All right, so are you going to do your thing? Are we going to figure out where these people are?
Right, we can. Now, she kind of looks at Lily. Can you pinpoint emotions specifically, or is it just specific, like vengeance and such?
Oh, all emotions.
Right, so those things, I cannot remember. Hulda, I cannot remember what they are
Heralds.
called. Thank you. Those heralds.
Yes.
What do we know about them specifically as, again, that we can maybe try to pinpoint how to locate them? Like, do we have a location in mind? Maybe there is a certain emotion attached to them, or a certain goal, or a birthplace, or a place that has the most to do with what they do.
The issue with heralds, as it were, are zealots are not in short supply of any kind. So trying to pinpoint zealousness, trying to pinpoint this urge, this devotion is quite difficult, as it were. Now, vengeance is quite easy because vengeance is specific, especially when I have the herald of that vengeance in my company. That's how I can pinpoint that much. Now, if I were to be upset and had a bit of vengeance to latch onto, I could perhaps pinpoint that, but...
Fringe offers their hand to you.
She'll take it.
There is this spike of anger about the herald that attacked them.
Hey God.
Yeah.
What's the equivalent of a wisdom save in this situation? Because she's
It would be pushed through darkness.
Okay.
No, it would be torn between. It would be torn between.
Okay. Because she cares about Fringe. That's a 2 and a 1. That's a 3.
It's a 3 total, huh?
Hmm.
Because it's to do with me. No, my
That
rolls are
tracks.
terrible.
No, it's just kids attack. She cares about them.
So for torn between, what did you roll? A 3?
A 3. Upset.
I think the flowers start blooming.
Okay. Yeah, she wouldn't be in her full getup, so she's probably in casual clothes. So just all over her body, those red pop, 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 one after the other. The lilies start blooming and spreading.
Can I try
And-
something?
Yeah.
Can you use playbook moves on other
Yeah.
players? Wait, no. Actually, instead of doing this, I'm going to try something else. Amaris is going to reach over to wherever Lily is and is going to like clamp her hand on either your other hand or your arm.
Her head would snap up to you. Her pupils are so small that they're almost pinpricks.
And Amaris is going to push into you this serene, She's going to attempt to try to give you a happy, serene, grounding energy. And so I don't know if this would come, like, if I need to, like, Amaris needs to try to imagine, like, a memory or what you, like, how this works. Or can she, like, picture something and attempt to, like, feel it?
Give me a reveal your heart.
Because I think, oh god, this is, I got a 9. Oh, nope, that's right in the middle. Okay.
What'd you get?
A 9.
A 9. So you're able to reach out to them. So what memory do you share with them to ground them?
You see a field overlooking some people running around. There's tall grass waving in the wind. There's a grove of trees behind some rocks in a little formation of like a little mini hill cliff. And Amaris is wondering, just walking in loose clothes, her hair down, nothing's braided. She's a little bit younger. This was a while ago. And she looks down and sees these glittering threads between these people that are creating a new game. These kids, they have these sticks, they're hitting each other. You can't do that, all these rules. And there's this tug and this rush of peaceful, passionate energy towards another person here. And in this memory, you look over and you see Crona. And there's this moment of when their eyes meet and this new thread snaps into place between them. It's light pink, the color of a lover's blush, and it glitters with newfound promise. And this is one of the happiest memories that Amaris holds, is this first meeting. And she just, with everything in her, is going to draw this up, even though it hurts, and is going to push it into you.
So the rage that you feel, like kind of like from like the pot was going to boil over, this memory now allows you to simmer at the top. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But you see this herald that did combat with Fringe. You saw what he did to Fringe, and where he was, which he was in the God's Maw, which is basically the most northern point of Novum. It's the North Pole, essentially.
She's going to very, very slowly look at Amaris. And while her pupils are still pinpricks, her eyes are now gray instead of that blood red. Thank you. Softy.
Can I... You're welcome. It's really no big deal. Can I remove my hand? Are you... Is it good?
I'm all right.
Okay, I'm going to remove my hand now.
Okay.
So, did you see?
Yes.
Is a location something to work with?
God's Maw.
God's Maw. And
God's Maw.
Amaris is going to reach from the paper she had pushed away and is going to make a mark of this on this map of God's Maw in the north.
While still holding Lily's hand, Fringe is going to point at the map. The other door, opened here, points at Paradise Isle.
And Amaris is going to mark where you point. Okay, well, that is... We have a starting point, 2 starting points, right? That is something.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still want me to go?
I see no need of it. It feels superfluous at this point, does it not?
I can bring you with me.
That's better.
How
If you would like
powerful?
them to.
How powerful are these? Sorry for interrupting, but how powerful are these heralds?
Quite.
It is not good.
So, I know you're very powerful. Very, very powerful. Both of you, everyone here. But if we are to face them, I don't think separating might be a great idea.
I wouldn't initiate combat. I might be bloodthirsty, but I'm not stupid.
Fair enough.
You're not stupid, Fringe.
Fringe just looks at you as if they don't seem to understand what that means, but they're like, okay.
But D.
I would be fine going with Fringe if you would like Fringe to check.
I'd take everyone.
Look at that.
Because I have sleeped.
You have slept. It was a good sleep.
You were there.
Hard.
Of course, I promised you I wouldn't leave.
No, I saw you.
I'll try to come back again tonight then.
And give you that little smile. I will make a door. And we
Before
will
you
all
do.
go.
Yes, we'll all go. One moment. I'm so sorry.
She's gonna kind of reach into one of the oversized pockets she has in her skirts and pull out this slightly hastily knitted, but no less loved green scarf.
You said you were cold last time, and I didn't want you to be cold, so here.
And she's gonna kind of reach up as high as she can because she's quite a deal shorter than you.
They will
And
bend over.
wrap the scarf around your neck.
So to confirm, Fringe, you're bringing the party.
Yes.
Where are you going to back to
Paradise
the mall?
Isle?
You going to the
I
aisle,
think?
or are you going to the mall?
Do you? I don't think we clarified where.
So you basically know where the two doors are that they came through.
I don't
So-
think the party has clarified which one they want to go to.
Yes.
Because Fringe will just take you wherever you ask him to take you.
Where do you all want to go?
I think the aisle is probably a better use of our time because that one is unconfirmed if it is just a door opened or a herald.
I agree.
I cannot guarantee my self-control if I see the herald, so...
Fringe is just holding the scarf.
So are you all heading then? You're going to port them over to Paradise Isle.
I am, yeah.
Okay. Is everybody on board with this?
Yeah.
Okay. What does it look like, Fringe, when you bring people along with you?
They're going to find an empty patch of wall or a patch of wall that doesn't have picture frames and all sorts over the top of it. Or at least has the least amount of them. And will sort of lean over and draw the points of a door on the wall. And all of the wood of the wall just kind of collapses in on itself, and a white gap is created. And they turn around and look at the rest of you. You must hold hands.
Just for the drama's sake, what's the marching order? Who's holding hands with who?
Who am I? Who am I eating today? Come here, guys. Come on. What am I feeling?
I
Fringe is
think
immediately offering a hand out to Lily.
I think Eva will hold Lily's hand because she wants to be just close in case something happens.
Then who's holding on to Eva?
Amaris will grab on, and then we'll put her hand out. That the one with the wedding that's bad. With it has a long glove on. Is going to reach out to Crona.
Couples therapy is going great, guys.
Good job, everyone. Good job, everyone.
Crona looks very hesitantly at her hand and almost puts the mechanical hand out, but pauses and puts their fleshy hand out to hold Amaris's.
Okay. And then you guys walk through? Okay.
Yeah.
You walk through, and you pass through this door onto Paradise Isle. Now, Paradise Isle was once, like its name states, a paradise. It was once a beautiful place to be. It was once a beautiful place to stay. It was a place without conflict, without war, the need for laws. It was this lovely, lovely place. But you all know that when essentially the man responsible for kind of all of the turmoil over the past 900 years was finally taken down, the final confrontation was here. And so there are large pockmarked craters, there are crashed ships, there's scorched wasteland. But, over the past, 100 or so years, nature has begun to kind of creep back in. So this island, even though damaged and broken, you can still see some green returning, you can see bits of like a pond developing in one of the craters. You can see the beaches, even though they were scorched black, have begun to kind of get mixed back in with other sand and begun to kind of return. Some of the trees have begun to come back. And you see, standing and looking at the water, you see a tall, slim, armored figure. She's got plate armor, basically like thick plate armor, that is kind of this, almost like this, like the metal has been burned. So it's got this kind of ashen black color to it. And she has a red cape. So, for you, Fringe, who saw the other figure who had the blue cape, she has a red cape. Going down basically from one shoulder all the way down to the ground. And you see on the pauldrons are these long, twisted kind of spikes that curve up. And on the gauntlets, you also see these long, twisted spikes. Basically, like on every joint, there is a long, pointed spike. And she has basically like incredibly, like almost abyssal black hair that trails basically all the way down to her hips. And you see on her hip, you see a sword that is about as long as Fringe is tall. On her hip, as she's just facing and looking at the water. Facing away from you.
Fringe is staying very close to the doorway.
What do you all do?
Someone else should go in that negotiation. Historically.
I'll speak if no one else wants to.
I want to. It'll just go very poorly for everyone else, and I'm trying to exercise self-control.
You're the most charming one, aren't you, Amaris? I think maybe you should go.
And what do I say?
You're asking the wrong people.
Amaris looks to Crona. What do I say?
Are you going to just stand there, or are you going to do something? Or say something?
Amaris turns around, sweep of her hair, flourish hand on her hip. Well, hello. You're new. Welcome to the Paradise Isle.
Yes. It's quite nice. Just taking it in before it's all gone, of course.
Yes. And who are you exactly? What do you go by?
Oh, I was like, are you slow, or do you just want my name?
No, I would like your name.
Veritas.
Veritas. Well, Veritas, that's a nice-looking weapon.
Yes.
And I suppose you're here to use it?
Well, yes, I must begin the work for the Justicar. And you see now that she's turned to face you, her skin is this almost like ashen gray, like skin, like color, but her eyes are this piercing like yellow, like very, very bright yellow color.
There you are.
Yes, and she has a scar from basically the top of her forehead all the way down to her chin.
Well, damn. Me as Kayla. Maybe a little bit of Amaris too. A little bit.
Yes, I'm here to begin the work. My brother has already arrived, and so I'm here to join him.
Nice. And what is this work exactly? If you had to give a pitch for it.
Oh, well, we
What
each
would you
have
say?
a phase of the plan.
Okay.
Mhm.
And you are second?
Oh, yes.
The second
yes.
phase?
My brother's here to cease progress and cease the progress
yes,
of
and
time.
he's in the north, is he not?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And I am here to, well, deal with the populace. Yes, Crona.
Hearing that, Crona is gonna take out a vial of this dust and just slowly hand it to Lily.
Oh!
Okay. So you get a vial of that same substance that you took when you were fighting the Thunder God. Crona somehow has a full vial of it.
Am I supposed to take this? Do you want me to take this?
Oh, absolutely, it's for you.
Oh, thank you. Okay. I'm gonna wait.
Tucks it into her little vest pocket.
But yes, I'm here to deal with the populace.
And when are you starting your phase?
Oh, soon. I was just, as I said, I was taking in the view. But now I have to deal with the four of you first. 5.
Deal with? I hope there's no violent connotation to that. Surely we can talk this out.
Well, violence is kind of my deal.
Well, it's a good thing violence can take many different facets. Some of them enjoyable. Wink.
You're not my type.
Mars. Not
Just
type.
emotional damage.
Right where it hurts.
Take 3d6 emotional damage.
No. I'm down.
Are you here just to check in? Are you going to fall in line like some of the rest of you? Or are we going to do this?
What would it look like if we stepped in line? Do you have
Oh, if you-
benefits?
Just that, you'll have the most time. Yes, Fringe.
I'd like Fringe to lean in after having observed Crona just pass this over. They're gonna lean between the two of them and kind of look at Lily and go, I can get you close quickly.
I'm going to try something. And if it goes wrong, I need you to get me, okay?
We can do that.
Thank you.
And you lean back because they've been observing on how to do this whispering thing, and they're like, "Oh, okay, so we're being subtle."
Pick it up on social cues. Let's go.
Way. And now they're just sort of going back, positioned by the leading doorway, kind of bristling a little at this woman, like a scared cat.
How do you plan to deal with the populace?
Oh, they're going to fall in line, or they are going to die. Just to subdue. We just need to subdue them for now, so they
Rather
don't cause trouble.
uninspired.
Wait till you see the fireworks. It's actually, you might like it. Similar to your work.
Have you seen my work?
Oh, we know all. So yes.
extend a hand.
Yeah, Amaris is gonna step, like, I imagine you step up beside her. She's gonna step back and is like, okay, I'm done. Here we go. Here, like, all right. Hey, guys.
Takes
The
your hand.
massacre is instantly projected into their head.
So when you project it into her head, she grips your hand quite tight. And you feel this pushback. And this pushback you feel, and I need you to roll me power through the darkness as she's making you feel every death you caused.
Yeah, let's trade. Let's trade. I did a little too good. That's a 12, double sixes.
So as the more you push this massacre into her head, it's almost like it's doubling back on you. As you not only feel the death of it, every death you caused, but you feel the subsequent sorrow of the loved ones, the loss, as it just kind of begins to see this, you begin to feel this chain reaction. And everyone else would see Lily, your knees begin to kind of go weak. As you see, this woman, Veritas, is beginning to kind of tower over Lily. As she's, okay, Fringe. Yeah, yes.
Oh, no, you don't. I am going to attempt to kind of draw out a doorway underneath where Lily is stood, and she will drop into it so I can grab her.
Come with me.
So you see she drops through, and Lily lands wherever you would like her to land. And yes, go ahead.
Just got
Sorry.
my arms around her.
Yeah.
In the meantime, as you disappear, this feels, I might be able to do something. Can I use a ruin move? Or how does that work?
Yeah, you can use a ruin move. Which one do you want to use?
So I have one that's called Desire Dressed as Faith. So when you touch a being, you may imbue them with an uncontrollable desire for someone or something.
Okay.
And as Lily drops, I think Amaris, taking a step back, would actually like shoot forward to where their hand was like, like going down and like grab it tightly. And is going to, I would like to mark, it says mark one ruin. So is that what I do as like a cost?
Yes.
To do so. So I'm going to do that. And I would like to, so it says they do nothing else but work towards making that desire real, though they are aware that it is false and that you did this to them. The same desire will burn within you. When the desire fades, their heart is left with a permanent void. They will attempt to fill that void by worshiping you in strange ways. So essentially, I'm going to reach forward.
Do you have to roll for it, or it just happens?
It just says happen when I touch a creature.
Okay.
You can double check this if you want. But it's the Desire Dressed as Faith ruin move, and essentially I want to take this woman and this desire that I feel emanating from her to do this, right? To make these people bend, to deal with the populace, right? And I want to twist this desire and funnel it towards Amaris. She wants to replace the desire that she had for what she was supposed to do with herself, if that makes sense. Like she wants her to now yearn to please Amaris instead of what she was doing before. And it's okay. Like this is a little bit of a stretch, so you can tell me if this wouldn't work and if I have to pick something a little more concrete. But I basically want to replace the desire and the drive that she feels.
So you touch her.
Oh no.
And as you put your hand on her and you begin to change her desire, you feel you are semi-successful.
Okay.
And what you're successful in doing is reordering her priority list.
Oh, okay.
And so her priority turns to you over what she was about to do. So you've successfully turned her attention. as you feel the priority that you tried to override might be a little bit too much for you to do so.
Okay.
And as you touch her, what you feel is what Crona felt when you told them.
Oh my god. Ow. She doesn't have a heart anymore, but it is. Yeah. Yeah.
And Veritas turns her face to you away from Lily, and she goes, "You first, then."
No.
And we see her pull this 6-foot 4 blade
That's
from
a big one.
her sheath. And she runs Amaris through.
Yep. Okay.
And that's where we're going to stop for tonight. Thank you, gang, for joining us for episode 3 of Rapture.
No.
We will see you all next time.
God damn.
I've been Alex Bavard, your game master. I'm going to throw it off to my players to say goodbye. Toby.
Oh god, I'm Toby. I'm Toby.exe on everything. Come find me. I do funny drawings and shit. Brooke, go.
Hi, I'm Brooke. I'm Brooke Smart on most things. I have Girl Boss Too Close to the Sun tonight. And yeah, I'm sorry. Throwing it over to Kayla.
That's me. I'm Kayla. I am not the one getting ran through with the sword. That's Amaris. Ow. And I'm Corda Kayla. Sometimes you think you know desire, and then it just. Yeah, Sin, take it away.
Hi, I'm Sin. You can find me everywhere as sensationally.me. I'm panicking. I've been your sad boy professor. Hulda.
Hi, I am apparently the only sane one in this group. I am a Hobbit's Tale, or a Hobbit's Tale, wherever you can find me on social media. And why can't we all just be friends? And that is all I'm going to say. Alec?
Thank you all so much for joining us. We will see you all next time. Have a lovely evening. And yeah. Bye, everybody.